There are four major steps of a movement that I heard about the other day that I had to absolutely share with you. It's Scott Beebe, the Business on Purpose podcast, where we're here to do one thing, and that's liberate you from the chaos of working in your business. I talked with my buddy Omar Reyes the other day, who just texted me and was like, "Hey man, what you been up to?" I hadn't talked to Omar in a long time. And we got on the phone, and he was just sharing and dripping with wisdom the whole conversation, giving me things about relationships, talking about the reality that we need to lead with our assets. And so there's a common phrase that's out there right now that's saying, hey, if you want to find what it is, the product you want to serve with, you got to ask people what they need. Omar has a little bit different take on that. It's not always a bad idea, but he said we need to start leading with our assets. We need to start leading with our assets, which means we need to take time to sit down and define what are our assets? What are the skill sets that have been uniquely vested within us, deposited within inside of us, that we can take those skill sets and begin to develop those into products, into services that are going to bring great reality, and in our case, in the Business on Purpose platform, going to bring liberation from chaos. What are those assets? So for us, it's the 4 Steps to Business Freedom. That's an asset that we've created, 4stepstobusinessfreedom.com, all spelled out. That's an asset that we've created that serves heroic small business owners. And so he was talking about leading with assets in the context of relationships, to let people know, hey, right out of the gate, this is what I'm skilled at. This is what I'm good at. This is what I bring to the relationship. And it backed up something else he told me shortly after. He said, relationships. The wealth of the world lies in relationships. You probably need to write that one down. The wealth of the world lies within relationships. In other words, relationship is the currency of the world that you and I live in. And it's really true. I was actually telling Omar, one of the things we've been really working through and praying over is somebody who is a real person of power within marketing and understanding our world, and how to take this liberation, this asset that we offer to small business owners, and bring it to the right people at the right time in the right context. And he really challenged me, Scott, you really need to start praying about a relationship. And he said, because all it takes is one relationship to open up the world for you. And he's right. I've seen it before. And so I want to challenge you. What relationships are you in the midst of that you're missing out on? You're missing out on the wealth of that relationship, not taking advantage of it. You're missing out on the mutual collaborative wealth of the relationship. And then there's 4 things that he laid out as we develop these relationships that really generate and lead themselves to a movement. We usually get them backwards. We start with the organization. We then move into a collaboration within the organization, which then, if a relationship develops, that's awesome. And we finally end and go, you know what, we probably need a vision for this. And Omar laid it out just the opposite. He said it's got to start with vision. And you've heard me talk about that endlessly. Where there's no vision, people scatter. Write the vision down so that those who read it may run. Obviously, clearly, we need to start with vision. Literally writing that vision down. What do you want this to look like? And then once that vision's written down, now you can begin to build relationships with like-minded people who identify with the same vision. But if you don't identify with the same vision, then the relationship is going to be fraught from the outset. And once that relationship is rooted from the vision that's collaborative, now collaboration can actually happen. And so you and this new relationship that's rooted based on a vision can now collaborate on projects. And once that collaboration happens, then it can be formalized into organization. That's how movement gets started. But movements that then begin to inward focus on an organization will ultimately begin to implode, because they get so convoluted and so taken with themselves that they forget the vision. Guys, we need to lead with vision and build relationships which are the currency of the world into collaborations that are going to serve people, of which organizations will be birthed out of. Brilliant. My man, Omar Reyes, always bringing the goods. And I hope it serves you. MyBusinessOnPurpose.com/vision. We'll see you next time, right here on the Business on Purpose podcast.